I know what this division's about. And this is exactly where we want to be. We're going to go after this thing, and it's going to take all of us in this room. It's going to take this locker room. It's nothing more important than that locker room. And us serving that locker room and those players. All right? They need to understand that. They need to feel that from us every single day. And if we do that, the wins are going to come. The playoffs are going to come. All right? Can't wait to get to know you guys. And thank you so much for the warm welcome. Thank you.
Fuck the Bears.
Yeah, fuck the Bears for sure.
For life now. It's been for life.
Ben Johnson, public enemy #1.
This fucking, I mean, what a backstab. Are you kidding me? The Bears?
Benedict Arnold, Judas,
Benedict
Osama
Arnold.
bin Laden,
It's wild.
Ben Johnson.
I mean, of all teams, I get it. They got a young prospect quarterback. But the fucking Bears, you're supposed to be a loyal guy?
Ben Johnson's the biggest scumbag in Detroit sports history.
I mean, what are we doing?
This is worse than anything. This is worse than anything. This is worse than Sergey going to Anaheim. This is worse than anything. This is Ben Johnson, you are public enemy #1. You are oh man.
Ben Johnson's fucking dead to me, all right?
Hey, oh man, Detroit fans losing their shit. That's always a good way to start the show. You gotta love Ben Johnson saying bear down though and meaning it.
Oh, 100%. Dude, you know, the funny thing is too, like, I have never had a Detroit Lions fan talk shit to me one time in my entire fucking life until this year.
I have.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know you have. But
My buddy, when they were like 0 and fucking 17 on into the next season or whatever, they're like 0 and 20.
Yeah.
And the dude's talking shit to us. He had a big blue mohawk. My buddy Punzio just takes a fucking peanut and I fucking threw it, hit a guy right in the fucking middle of his head with a peanut. I was like, you can't do nothing about it. You got no wins, and now you've been assaulted by a little nut.
Literally assaulted. I love it.
Well,
An
Mr.
assaulted
Peanut.
nut? Yeah.
Dude, the best part about it is like literally all four of us rooting for Detroit in these playoffs. It's like, hey man, we know what it's like to fucking a little bit to get in there. Like
Buffalo, you know.
No, but like to get to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Your end goal is you wanted
a
Buffalo to win.
Bills line Super Bowl.
Yeah, we all wanted
it. It would have
right?
been great. And then literally the second they lose, they fucking piss and moan and they're like losing their shit. And then they're talking as much trash as possible. Hey, shout out to Judd bringing a garbage
trash can here.
We appreciate that, Mr. Judd's dad.
Industrial strength.
Yes. I should probably put it right up front.
Speaking of industrial strength trash, how about that Notre Dame game last night?
Oh.
I'm gonna sway away from Ben Johnson just for a minute because here in Chicago,
the lead.
Here in Chicago, like everybody's just been talking about it all day because it's amazing. But in case you wanted to see a fat Irish kid's heartbreak last night, Judd got to witness it live.
There was a whole room of broken Irish people.
Full bar. Everybody rooting for Notre Dame. And then you had that one fucking asshat who showed up head to toe Alabama Crimson Tide gear. And I was like, bro.
It's one of my best friends, man.
I know, but like I literally said, I'm like, bro. Why'd you have to, like, you could have worn anything. You didn't have to wear your whole Alabama pajama set, like does. Here. And he's like, this is all I wear. And
it's
all right,
true.
I respect that. And everybody was with him is like, that's all he owns.
Dude, he wears the Alabama shit every day.
Give him a shout out.
What's up, Chew? Love you, brother.
Hey, Chew, good news. You can sponsor us next week with some fucking beer and some liquor because we need a sponsor. The only sponsor we got right now is High Five. Big shout out to them for sponsoring the whole show. Cannabis-derived terpene infused vapes and sublinguals. They're amazing. They're available out of Batavia. There's just a bunch of people that carry it, but I'm not going to mention them because they don't sponsor us, so fuck them.
Oh,
but yeah, Notre Dame, not in that game at all. As an Irish fan, I was happy that they were there, but as an Irish fan, I was disappointed. It didn't seem like they actually showed up to the game until the end. A rough game to watch. Hats off to Freeman for what he did out there.
Yeah.
And now the college portal is going to just fuck it all up.
Yeah.
None of these teams will be the same next year. There's already 160 college athletes that have entered the portal.
College is just like pickup basketball now on a Saturday where everybody's just
No, we want that guy.
Now that team broke apart now, and we're all going this way.
And you know, like it's even crazy. Like if you're enrolled at a school, you no longer even have to like do a transfer. You can unenroll, enroll at another school, and if they're willing to give you a scholarship, you can do that now.
It's insane. Like I love
Wild West.
Because these couple of these kids were like, we want to do the portal, and the school said no. They said okay, unenroll, unroll here. The school's like, all right, cool. We'll give you a scholarship at the new school.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I like that college athletes are getting some money.
Yeah.
I like that the game has changed. I don't like how out of control Wild Wild West it is. And clearly it affected teams like Alabama who couldn't just bring everybody to their school for the first time ever.
Yeah, Alabama Jones.
Yeah, Alabama Jones.
Alabama.
So good. But yeah, shout out to Notre Dame. And I'm not going to say it. One of these guys can. I can't even remember who the fuck they played because fuck Ohio State. But congrats to whoever won the championship.
Hey, did you just congratulate Ohio State?
I did not.
Oh, that's what sounded.
I said I won't say
Good
it.
sport.
I will say it makes.
I will not say
He had the
You
violence.
shut your fucking mouth. I am not a good sport.
The violence in his eyes last night. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
Glad
Yeah,
I skipped it.
I went through all 7 stages of depression last night in about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I just kept hoping nobody let Roots for Ohio State would come to the bar.
I'm not gonna lie.
Don't come in here. This will be
Like,
so bad.
2 different points. People grab me like, if a Ohio State fan walks in here, how fucking quick? It's gonna be quick. Judd's gonna hop over the bar and be like, please just leave.
Please do not. There cannot be any fist fights here.
I wish we could give a shout out to that bar, but sometimes you just got to get over it.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow. Speaking of going with the flow, Ben Johnson fucking putting it out already.
Yes.
Looks like he's gonna get Dennis Allen as the defensive coordinator.
Yep.
And possibly the interim head coach of New Orleans is going to be our special teams guy too.
Yeah, they're talking about the offensive line coordinator.
Oh,
Or
so
offensive line coach. rather.
offensive line coach for Detroit.
Yes, but
Correct.
you could poach him from their staff because it's a promotion.
Dude,
So if he goes, there's the W flag. Well, I guess that's a bad sign for Cubs season.
yeah,
But yeah, they can poach him. So by the way, I mean, of all the people to pick,
Yeah.
that would be fucking awesome to have a great offensive line coach.
yeah, something we desperately need. In
Hey, we should
Chicago.
go get that guy from the Eagles.
Yeah. Yeah.
That coach,
Yeah.
best offensive line coach ever.
Really?
Well, he has a pretty good offensive lineman on there too. That helps.
Yeah, except
Lane
Lane
Johnson.
Lane Johnson was a quarterback, right?
Yeah,
I think I did know that actually.
you know they
He's
lost.
the best lineman in football.
You know they lost the best center like in the league, and they didn't skip a beat. They were right back in the National Football Conference. Like it's going to be insane, which is already insane.
Are they going to win the Super Bowl?
Here's the thing:
Are they gonna?
Ben Johnson's awesome. We're gonna pass over it because we'll bring it back up again.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it
But-
on the show.
Playoffs. Who do you guys got in the Super Bowl? I know, Judd. I know you're Bills all the way. But who do you think wins between the Skins and the Eagles to face?
I think we're getting.
I hate that I have to cheer for the Skins.
I think it's Eagles Chiefs. We're getting a replay.
I'm not watching.
I'm going to tell you right now, if it's Eagles Chiefs, the only reason I'm watching is to talk about it on the podcast and how
Yep.
much I hated it and how much the refs won the game for the Chiefs.
So probably be good for the podcast.
I cannot, as a fucking poor, bitter piece of shit, I cannot root for the Commanders because I've already
fuck that.
heard so much about Jane Daniels being the greatest thing since sliced bread.
I
Dude,
can't root.
did you hear Chris Collinsworth in the game? They pan around. They're showing like all these like important bigwigs for the Commanders, and like, oh, he did a great job, and he did a great job. And then they go to Jaden Daniels. He's on the sidelines. They go and getting this guy, stealing this guy in the draft to rebuild this whole organization, stealing him. He was the number 2 pick.
Right.
He was talked about being the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
And they acted like they pulled this like he's a 3rd round
Yeah.
prospect that they
He
pulled
ain't
out of
Tom
like
Brady in the 6th round.
yeah, it's insane. They're like, oh, this guy saved the whole organization. They made some good moves. They had some solid coaching. Dan Quinn, hats off to him. He did it faster than I thought.
Him and Cliff Kingsbury.
And you know, people are hoping that Mike McCarthy, wherever he ends up, can be the guy that leaves Dallas, goes somewhere, and turns into something awesome. So, where does Mike McCarthy end up? I mean, the Bears got the best coach available. Clearly, you still got the Raiders looking.
Raiders,
Jets.
Jets.
Saints. Did the Saints officially hire somebody? And
I think he goes there. I think it's the Saints.
and the Cowboys. You think Mike McCarthy goes to the Saints?
Yep.
I could see that. Saints got a pretty high draft pick, right? There, everybody that's available with the team still. The Jags, the Raiders, the Saints, minus the Cowboys, are all a top 10 pick, right? Even the Cowboys.
Saints are up there. What they also have is $66 million in dead cap,
Ooh,
or I should say, sorry, over the luxury tax.
okay,
The next closest team is 20.
really?
They're $46 million past the luxury cap to the next closest team.
That's
Wow.
How the fuck do they do that? Who
By
do they
signing Derek Carr and signing
okay.
Michael Thomas and signing, all these old guys.
yeah. Slave to their loyalty, signing all these guys they should have signed.
They're willing to spend money, but it sometimes goes backwards.
Who do you think plays for him next year as a quarterback? They're going to bring Aaron Rodgers into that fucking scheme.
They're going to keep Derek Carr.
It's. Do you think Aaron Rodgers plays for the Jets next year?
No, he plays for the Vikings.
That's not happening.
Let me tell you how crazy that would be because it's exactly what Brett Favre did, and it'd be hilarious. But I got to be honest with you, like as far as the conference goes, and I know that we're like definitely biased. The Bears are making some good moves. They ended the season pretty well considering all the shit we had to deal with. The Vikings went out and looked like total fucking shit. They're gonna lose Sam Darnold. They don't know what they got in JJ McCarthy. The JJ McCarthy they drafted isn't the one they're getting because this one has a knee injury. The Packers looked like total fucking garbage in the playoffs, and the Lions went out at home after being number one. It's supposed to dominate this team that wasn't. People said shouldn't even be in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're 9.5-point favorites, right?
Got worked. They didn't just lose. They got worked.
Yeah.
Well,
So here's a good one for you. The in the playoffs, right? They started doing the 17 playoff like what 4 years ago, 5 years
Yeah,
ago.
I think it was the 5th year.
Do you know the last 2 years who was the 7th seed in the NFC?
The Packers?
Yes, sir. So imagine if they didn't have that anymore. What would Jordan Love be considered?
Just another quarterback like every Chicago.
Probably not signed.
Yeah, and as
Crazy,
the
right?
7 seed, they were the first team to win, right, against Dallas the previous year. They
It
went
was
in.
like 2 years or 3 years ago. Yeah,
when you
they have the only win as the 7th seed, but still, Jordan Love is 0-2, and he
Right.
wouldn't even have made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Meaning he ain't that good.
It's an interesting stat. Hey, let us know what you think about that. Packer backers is shitty and fucking retarded. as
How
you
much
are.
do you love
Let
Jordan?
us know what you think about it. Hey, write that down in the time. About 17 minutes in, you're gonna have to bleep that out. I said retard. I meant to say
Nah, we'll keep-
fucking Green Bay retarded.
We'll keep that one in.
Yeah, fuck.
Oh no.
It's
It-
okay if you're talking about a Green Bay fan.
Oh man.
Yes,
I think YouTube has an exception for that.
that's
I
hilarious.
looking at that division though, overall, like this very well might be the end of the Detroit run. I mean,
Think
you're
their
talking
window's
about-
done?
It could be.
We stole their
It
coach.
could be.
They're going to lose both
you talk about,
coordinators.
well, yeah, giant contract at your quarterback. You're losing your entire coaching staff, basically.
But they
Aaron Glenn is supposedly
they-
going to the Jets.
Yeah, that's what
they
that's
ran
what,
into
that's what I'm hearing.
injuries. Otherwise, they probably go
No,
to
they,
the Super Bowl.
dude,
That
they were the
defense.
favorite for the Super Bowl.
100%. They ran into some defensive injuries, but
Yeah.
I think on Bobby's point,
Really bad.
you lose your OC and your
Yep.
DC. They're gone.
Your
You might
continuity's
lose your
gone.
offensive line coach.
You extended your quarterback. For
There might
a
be
big
some
contract.
players that move around. And on that quarterback, okay, if Jared Goff can't go to the league and say, how come if you slap Patrick Mahomes' hand, it's a 15-yard penalty? And I know that there was a turnover. He becomes a player just like anybody
Yeah.
else.
Mhm.
But that was not a clean block at all. It was unnecessary as
Yes.
fuck.
Boo.
Jared Goff got hit like he took that dude's fucking like money.
Wife.
It was insane.
Yeah.
And the more they
He got
replayed it,
clocked.
Jared Goff, who knows if Jared Goff's gonna be what he was at the end of this year. And I think the best thing that the Lions have going for them though is Dan Campbell.
Oh,
Watching
yeah.
that post game interview,
I didn't see it.
that post game
Yeah, I watched.
interview, Judd, I'm telling you, if you're a player or you're a guy who's trying to decide where he might go, you literally Dan Campbell, he gets teary eyed and he goes, people don't know what these guys do during the season. People don't know what they sacrifice. He goes, it's a lot. He
Yes.
goes, you can't expect to win. He goes, but we did everything. And like he got emotional and like cut the interview short and
Yeah,
said,
I
I'm
saw
gonna
that.
go be with my guys. Like that's literally if I'm a player
Yeah.
trying to decide where I might go, that it
He-
puts him to the top of the list.
He's legit. Also, clearly, he knows how to hire coaches.
Yeah.
Like, he has 3 people on his staff right now that interviewing for head coaching jobs.
Right.
Yeah.
3.
And 2 that are definitely getting.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
already did.
Yeah,
One already did.
Pretty much already did.
Let-
Glenn
let-
was probably gonna get the Jets.
And let's hope that that
And-
one guy that we got happens to be able to pull him on Ra over to the Bears, huh?
No, it's not happening. They just signed him to big money.
This
and
dude's wish list is just.
Yeah.
What'd you ask your parents? for
It's not
Christmas?
it's not only your wish list.
New car.
It's like you're just like, oh
Beat
yeah.
Michael Jordan 1-on-1.
Did you hear that? Maybe Amon Ra's coming over, and so is
I didn't say that.
Like he ain't coming over. They just signed him to big money. They got great. Gibbs
Well-
just signed a contract over there, right? Montgomery, I think he's
That's
Done.
the thing is you have a lot of big contracts, and now again because of the big contract you gave a quarterback, there's not as much flexibility as there once was.
yeah. Look at the Cowboys.
But put Detroit aside for a second. Look at the rest of the division. I think the Vikings. Don't get me wrong; they got a lot of talent, but who fucking pegged them at 14 wins? I picked them last in the division.
I
I don't know how much of that's sustainable, especially with Sam Darnold. So we'll put the Vikings in the I don't know what the fuck's going to happen category. And then you look at the Packers, and Jordan Love is not what anybody really thought. Well, I'd never really thought he was that good to begin with. It's like you're paying him on a half season of playing. That's weird, but whatever. But the one thing the Packers have going for them is they're one of the youngest teams in football. I think they are the youngest team in football.
They are the youngest team.
And it's back-to-back years.
Our fact
and had
check
winning
was,
records. I think it was, don't quote me on it, but I think it was the last 13 seasons. There's only been 2 teams to have a winning record, being the youngest team in the league, and both of those are the Packers. So they have a lot of young talent. But here's the deal. All those rookie contracts are going to come up, and you got to pay everybody.
all at the same time. They're not going to be able to pay everybody. They draft well. They coach well.
They do draft very well, man. They're the
speak-
St. Louis Cardinals of fucking football.
Speaking of which, all these like Packer people that we know, and we watch a lot of different podcasts, you know, to try to like figure out some stuff we should say and like not overdo. Packers calling for Matt LaFleur's job.
That's insane.
You're fucking so
Yeah.
stupid. You have no idea what it's like to
That's-
suffer.
He is
You
the
have
most
no
wins
idea.
as a head coach since he's been in the
I
league.
think they know what it's like.
He hadn't lost to the Bears his entire time being a head coach until the last game of this season. He had not even, it wasn't not one loss to
A
the
lot
Bears.
of people have been beating up on the Bears for a long time.
Yeah, that ends.
The whole NFL.
The BJ era,
That's over.
Yeah, that's
BJ's
right.
everywhere in fucking Chicago. That's next year's
Happy-
fucking slut.
Happy BJ Day, boys.
BJ's?
Ben Johnson.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's-
The BJ era
Yeah.
started.
Okay.
Ours Bobby refers to it his time in county jail.
That's right.
March 14th is steak and
Shout out
blowjob
Jeff.
day, right?
Great song.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's every day for guys like you, Judd. But
Very true.
guy cooks a hell of a steak and sucks some meat dick. I can tell you that. He's
Guys know how to
good.
handle meat
He's a talent.
Told you I've never sucked a dick firsthand.
firsthand.
You never know what these girls do when they make out with you later after they've been out
Oh,
fucking whoring all night.
I know this girl in Detroit. I told this story earlier.
Oh boy.
She did
There we
some
go.
things to the old sham dangle, and then she
Give her the old Sam wow.
she made out with my buddy afterwards. No names will be mentioned,
That's a dirty
but
girl.
yeah, he's the type of girl that would work at like a strip club or something.
Yeah.
Is that where you met this beautiful lady?
Filthy. Oh, she was not a lady of the night, but she could have been had she played her cards right. She was good, and with my help, she could have been the best. But I had to leave town. I had to leave town after the Bears-Lions game. That was a great game too. Bears were killing them, and then Calvin Johnson had like 300 yards in the last quarter. I can't remember what
Fucking-
year this was, but like we could
Yeah,
probably bring
One
it
of
up.
my
Like,
favorite players ever.
literally, Calvin Johnson. They were down like 17, and all of a sudden they're down 3, and I'm like, what is going on? It was crazy, but we still won.
Which is
Fuck
why
Detroit.
Detroit Lions fans are pissing me off so fucking much. Like, again,
You're upset
they have
with the
not,
Lions
They have
fans?
no, they're fans. I
You don't like Lions?
I have been for what I'm 36, so I'd say for 34 years of my life, the Detroit Lions were completely irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. Not even a little bit relevant. They just get occasionally. They got Barry and they got Calvin.
Yeah.
They're fun to watch. They had Matt Stafford, but they were never competing for a fucking thing. And now all of a
Except last
sudden,
place.
the shit talk that Detroit is doing is fucking laughable.
Yeah, they got
Like,
a little delusion.
Dude,
Yeah.
what was what's it been like 50, 60 years? They had really had a consistently good team.
I think it's been
Get the
their
fuck
entire
outta here.
existence.
You know, maybe
Yeah, the
calm
Pistons
down.
I have.
You know, I'm careful with how I talk to Packers fans.
You got to be. They've
You know?
dominated our conference forever.
Yeah, well, that's hey, but
Gotta be.
my
Mike.
great grandpa had a lot of shit to say to Packers fans because back then we had more NFL championships.
Yeah.
Well, that's good times.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful with Packer fans.
Talking
Sometimes you end
shit.
up in the Soldier Field jail.
I
Yeah.
got, and you've been there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Speaking of people who talk a lot of shit but have been backing it up for most of their time, do you think the Chiefs and the Bills game is going to go your way, Judd? Do you think the Bills can be the Chiefs?
I think they can,
think they
but
can for
oh
sure.
god, it's just the
But
Chiefs
you
just
see
find
Josh
fucking
Allen.
way.
But
He's that guy this year.
Josh Allen's killing it. Back to that weird
Our
conversation.
defense is good though.
Bigger letdown. How the Ravens lost to the Bills or how the Lions lost to the Commanders?
Easy Lions.
Lions.
I saw the Lions coming though, because I thought that was going to happen to when they played Minnesota. I'm like, they don't have a defense.
Yeah.
They're, eventually, that shit, the talent, it happens. You just,
Yep.
it gets you.
The way the Bills defense is playing, I think if the refs just let the fucking game be
God,
played by
so
the
bad.
people playing it, I think the Bills got a solid shot. And I would love Eagles would be great with Bills taking it. And apparently we're gonna have to go to Buffalo.
Yeah, we're going to Buffalo.
I mean, me and Judd already got some trips planned. We're going to Nashville.
Going to Nashville, see
And it-
Metallica, 2 nights.
Anybody's
Meet
gonna
us
be out-
there.
Yeah, anybody's gonna be out in Nashville. What's that, May?
May 1st and 3rd. I
Yeah,
think.
something like that. We're gonna be in Nashville early May. I'm gonna be in Missouri early March for like a bike rally in the snow. If you guys are out that
A
way.
bike rally in the snow.
Well, it's a motorcycle rally, but it's gonna be snowing in Missouri because it's fucking March.
Hey,
But,
when are we going?
What's that? We're
AC.
ACDC. I want to go to ACDC at Soldier Field this year.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to get a bunch of concerts.
For the low price of $74 billion.
Yeah.
You can get
I
that
mean,
one.
I have been saving my tip money.
It's probably cheaper
Your
to
tit
buy.
money?
My tip money. My
I
stripper,
got my tit money.
my stripper money.
Hit money.
Oh yeah, you bartend, huh? That's cool. Where at?
Yeah, a couple bars,
Oh, that's
Couple
cool.
bars, yeah.
That's cool.
Brown Tub and Hickory.
Underflu?
That brings us back to something we haven't touched on, and somebody commented they want to know, Judd, what aren't you fucking with? Fun fact about Judd, if you're new to the show, he fucks everything.
Yes.
It's gross.
So
He
the-
puts his hand up. He doesn't say I don't, but he's like, hey, I resemble that remark.
I'll say I
Judd's-
resemble that remark.
Judd's body count is like more than LAPD in the 80s.
Oh,
Like he's been around and seen some things.
jeez, that's dirty.
He slept in dumpsters and got. I can't finish the song because we don't have rights to that.
I've never slept in. I'm a very clean hillbilly.
Oh, I've slept in a dumpster
I've never. No.
right after banging a girl next to it.
Not
Shout out to Bobby's sister.
yeah. That's the classiest joint anyone's ever took her to, so I appreciate you for
That's
showing
what
a
she
nice
said.
time, dude. Yeah.
She said dinner and a show. I'm
Yeah.
like, you got it, gal.
Yeah, you got a receipt at the Roach Motel.
And there was Henry
afterwards.
just shaking
Nice.
the garbage can. Get it, Shammy, get it. I'm like, you wait in line like everybody else.
I'm not fucking with the refs and the bullshit they pull with the Chiefs every year.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the one thing, man.
That's
Yep.
a solid.
If
You like
this
that little
ha-
meme I sent you guys of them making out?
Did you see this,
Your
Judd?
meme of
It
the
literally
Chiefs
was
making
it
out.
was- no, it's Mahomes and the ref
Oh my
like
God.
tongue kissing, and it whoever did this solid
Great
editing work.
photoshopping, dude.
It was great. I'm gonna need you to do one of Bobby kissing the ref as well because it was so good. Look at Judge.
Yeah, everybody has some Photoshop skills.
Oh God, that's bad.
Send me a copy of that
Yeah.
Not into that
to my
kind of porn.
to my private website. It is so insane. Whoever did that, top
Oh my
notch,
God, that is fucking.
top
I,
notch stuff.
We'll throw this one out here real quick. So it's been since 2000. All right.
Mm.
There's only been one NFC team to not make a conference championship.
All right,
Well, it's
you-
actually since 1996.
Well, for sure. Okay, then you shut up and you don't answer. Judd, do you know who this is?
Since '96.
1986.
Think America.
Oh God, it's
God.
the Cowboys.
Well, don't fucking.
I knew it. That's right.
Why would you do that? I know. I'm looking at you because you're close enough to
Well,
punch.
in my head, I was just
He
thinking
gave-
Cowboys
you-
anyway because
You
I
asked
remember.
a question and he knew the answer. Why are you getting mad at me? You
No,
asked a
because
question.
you need to hit him.
Why? You asked a question. Name the
Instead of
team that
just
hasn't
asking.
made it. And because
Unbelievable.
Henry knew, you're pissed off at me? How dare you know the answer to this question?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
How dare you know answer?
There's
Ask him the
also-
second one.
There's also two AFC teams. Well, since 2000.
And I took so since 2000. So that haven't made the AFC
they haven't
conference.
made a conference championship.
We're gonna go Jets because it just seems like.
I
so
feel like the
exciting.
Jets is a solid, but
Jets, Browns?
no, because the Jets. Remember when they had
I might have to hop up and
Bart
look 'cause I
Scott.
forgot.
Re-
That was
Revis
late
Island?
Oh, yeah, was that early 2000s or was that late 90s? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, they did make it to a. What are you doing?
what are you doing?
Look, I couldn't remember the same.
Oh, he can't, dude. Bobby, tell us you're gay without telling us you're gay. Hey, let me ask a question and not know the answer. And let me get mad when somebody does know the answer.
Fine.
Hey,
Hey, hit that guy.
Doing
it's
so
not the
good.
Jets. Jets are the team that I guess though.
Okay, yeah, because Revis Island was
And
decent.
you said who, Henry?
The Browns. That's-
Browns. That's one of them.
okay.
Browns is one, and if I
Okay.
had so,
So the other one,
give me a second. The Jags. Jags.
I'll give you a clue.
Oh, Houston Texans.
No. Good guess, but no. We hate them.
Oh, it's everybody.
we hate.
We hate
We
them.
hate everything.
As
The
someone,
show is hate.
Yeah, it should
as a
have-
team who went 15-1, you really don't like this team. You know,
Oh,
the Dolphins. The Dolphins.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
and
we hate them. 'cause
I
they're
am
the
no,
only
no.
undefeated.
I'm not in that boat of hating them.
I just get tired of that champagne popping bullshit.
No, but here's the thing: like
They all dead yet? That
They fucking earned it. They did it. Let them own that fucking record. But as a kid, I would watch like NFL films and all that stuff. I watched this interview Mike Ditka did, and they asked him, like, "Oh, are you mad that you didn't have a perfect season?" And in Mike Ditka, like true fashion, he goes, "No, we needed that ass kicking. He goes, if we don't lose that game to Miami, we don't win the Super Bowl. He goes,
Oh, shit.
they rubbed our dick in the dirt and we didn't like it, so we didn't let anybody else do it. And it was one of the most dominant playoff. Like it was insane.
Oh yeah, nobody scored in the division in the conference. Nobody scored.
Yeah, and then
2 shutouts, and then 10 points in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
One, Walter fumbled in the first.
what did we
drive.
win? 41-10.
46 to 10.
It's the fucking 85-86 season, top notch, still better than an undefeated season. Don't give a shit.
Just ask the
It's
Patriots.
just like
Yeah.
those Warrior team
Yeah.
that went 72-9 or 73-9. Not as good as the 72-10 Bulls.
You know
Yeah.
They didn't win it.
what did they say? 72-10's got a nicer ring to it.
Hey,
Hey, see what I did there? That goes out to our smart fans.
the
All
funny-
3 of you. Thank you.
That's the funniest thing about the Warriors too is they add Durant after that and somehow get worse.
Yeah.
How the fuck does that?
Oh,
work?
speaking
And
of
Durant says those are his championships. Nah, those
Yeah.
are fake.
Okay, Kevin.
speaking of which,
Oh, yeah.
Henry sent out
Kevin.
this great question earlier, and I don't know if you guys remember it, but I wrote it down since we're talking basketball. And
Yeah.
it was basically it had a list of these potential duos, and it said who wins more titles. The first duo being Shaq and Durant. That's one duo. The next duo being Hakeem and Steph Curry. The next duo being LeBron and Pippen. The next duo being Jordan and Duncan. And the last one being Kobe and Giannis. And I got to be honest, I really feel LeBron and Scotty could do some stuff depending on which
Me too.
era it's in. And I know for a fact Jordan and Duncan would have been unstoppable. I mean, Jordan won 6, Duncan won 503 or some
mean,
shit. Like,
Duncan might be the perfect fucking compliment to Jordan too.
Jordan,
Fundamental, unselfish.
I know I'm
Pick and
biased.
roll, pick and roll.
Defense.
I'm
Pick and
biased.
roll.
I got a
Yeah.
Jordan tattoo. I love him.
I'm not gonna lie
Jordan.
though, LeBron and Scotty. That's
It's
tough.
a
Kobe
tough.
and Giannis doesn't do much for me.
But you know,
LeBron
what?
and Scotty, who's going to hit the final shots for the 2 fucking guys that give the ball to the other people to make the final
Well, I'll
shot?
tell you, if it's not
Is
Scotty, he's
Dwayne
gonna sit
Wade
on the
gonna?
bench.
Did you see
Yeah.
Scotty recently said that he would have won 6 without Michael?
He couldn't even win one.
Dude
Without-
losing his mind.
When Jordan left and said, "Hey, you got the rings, bitch. I'm gonna go play baseball and have my son fuck your wife, you fucking pussy, you no tipping bitch." He couldn't win shit. And you know who fucking came back and said, "Hey, we're gonna do it, but I'm gonna be back." And then they won 3, and then he was like, "I'm bored with basketball again. I'm gonna watch my son fuck your wife." Bye.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a problem with it, Pippen? Give us a call, dude. Bobby, tell him your phone number.
Let's go.
It's
Chester the
a second.
Cheeto.
Hey.
Chester the Cheeto.
oh my!
No tipping Pippen. That's why your wife left and went with Jordan's son, who he
She
knew could
wanted a new
score.
tip instead.
She knew Jordan's son would be able to score and put it in the hole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying there?
Oh yeah.
You see what I did there?
It's not when he's stepping.
I'm talking about.
You're talking about sex.
I'm
aren't you?
talking about relations. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
sexual and
Pretty disturbing.
My vote though would be I think Jordan and Duncan could take any of those.
I go Jordan Duncan as well.
Yeah, but again though, LeBron and Scotty,
That's not.
That's a hell.
God, I think LeBron and Scotty are
defensively,
dead if
that's
they
pretty
play.
fucking amazing.
If they play
We're talking about
Shaq
prime.
and Durant, dude, who's stopping that?
Hakeem and
Dude,
Curry, I
hey.
think, would take on LeBron. And
I know
Scotty,
Giannis
no
can't
problem.
shoot, but dude, who's stopping Giannis down the floor? And then you got Kobe.
I'll tell you who's
Not
stopping
bad either.
Giannis down the floor. Shaq.
Shaq.
Shaq in his heyday.
Dude, come on,
Well,
Shaq and Durant.
If one of
that's
these,
fucking-
duos
pretty fucking good,
was
yeah.
Jordan and Shaq, Jordan
I
and
think
Shaq all
Durant's
day.
tall.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that last episode.
Jordan
like,
and Shaq would have won
Oh God.
10 in a
won
row,
all
then
of the
got
championships.
bored.
all of the championships.
It's for me. It's Jordan and Duncan. I think Duncan's not underrated. I just think he's an unappreciated player. He dominated.
Oh yeah.
He did
Trying
great.
to find a good one to throw in there with that.
Fucking he gave George Popovich like a ton of fucking talent. I'm going Jordan Duncan.
Will
I
hope
Wilt Chamberlain and Larry Bird.
Oh, let me see here. Paul West
If only we could.
and
prove
John
how good
Paxson.
Wilt really was.
George Mikan.
The
Hey,
Wilt, the
Robert
legend of
Horry and Steve Kerr.
Steve
they-
Kukoc and John Stockton.
the legend of Wilt Chamberlain is fucking absolutely amazing. It's honestly the only thing I can think of in sports because you can't prove most of it. You know, like his 40-something inch
10,000
vertical.
women.
You know, well that one too. But I was talking about just his on.
Oh, I
court
thought you were
accolades.
talking about 10,000
I was
women.
talking about like I'm talking about him fucking having like a 40-inch vertical at 7'1".
Didn't they do the math that like, he'd have to fuck 6 women a day? Imagine if
Yeah.
you miss one day and you got to do 12. What if you had just the flu or something? You got
It's
to do
gonna
12
be a good
women?
day, Tater.
Jordan played during the flu, which is why he's better than Wilt Chamberlain. I'm just saying. But no, Wilt's legend, like the mythical stories you hear, the only guy I can compare it to is obviously Bo Jackson. I mean, Bo Jackson, you hear there's so much legend behind that's
Jim
why
Thorpe.
that ESPN 30 for 30 on Bo
Is
was
amazing.
so fucking good. One of my all-time favorite ESPN 30 for 30s, and they got a lot of good.
I hate ESPN, but those 30 for 30s are good.
The 30 for 30
fucking
are amazing.
good.
Hey, shout out to ESPN. You should
Fuck
sponsor.
you, ESPN.
No, shut up, man. Hey, shut
Hey,
up.
shut up.
Shut up. As I was saying, ESPN, a lot of respect
The ESPN.
going your way if you want to bring 3 of the 4 of us on.
What's
That'd be
going on?
magical.
What's wrong?
Fuck you,
Do
John.
they,
Selling
they get,
ourselves ESPN podcast.
we are?
What?
They
Fuck,
don't
Judd.
want us.
No
You got-
shit, they don't want us with
We're
your
fucking
fucking
Disney.
shitty attitude.
It's an attitude
I
like
love
that.
Disney. I've seen all the
Oh, I
movies.
fucking hate Disney. I hate ESPN.
Tegan-
Judd, you're fucking us, man.
Our friend Tegan is so upset right now. She could hear that from
She
fucking across the
kiss my
table.
ass with her stupid fucking Disney shit.
She loves
Yeah,
Disney.
our friend's
So
a big
fucking-
You
fan.
know what she hates, though? Bobby.
What's that? Oh.
Disney sucks, man.
The
ESPN,
bar key says so. I wrote it out.
fucking-
I mean,
You guys-
go ahead.
You guys want to hate the Chiefs a little bit more?
Oh, God. Is that
Texans-
possible for Judd?
The Texans are the first team in NFL history to outgain their opponent by 100 yards, have no turnovers, and lose. 49
I heard
and
that.
1.
I heard that.
Wait, one more time. Slow down.
Yeah, slow it
my
down a little,
brain.
buddy.
They outscored, or they had 0 turnovers, and they had 100 more yards than their opponent in a playoff game and lost.
First time ever.
Yep.
What's the record?
49 and 1.
Well, that's kind of like the stat we talked about a couple weeks ago. And I don't know which week it was up to. It was like
That's
week
a big
12
milestone.
or week 12 or 13, whatever it was. But up to that point, the Chiefs had only, I don't know if they'd broken 28 or they'd only broken it once for the whole year. And you look at the records of every other team that did that, it was like 1 and 11, 2 and fucking, 10.
Did they add up
And
the
then all of a sudden,
yards
here's
that
the
the,
Chiefs
that
that
the
are like
refs gave them? Though,
fucking
they,
11
if they would have
and 1.
added the yards the refs gave them, maybe it would have been.
Well, that's
Yeah.
you're starting to
Yeah.
wonder if all these statistical anomalies happen to the same team over and over and over. When is it not an anomaly and kind of fucking? I don't want to say scripted, but
Lakers Kings,
fucking.
early 2000s. They fucking fucked that Kings team. They
Dude.
gave the
Oh, yeah,
fucking
dude.
championship to the
Dude.
Lakers.
I still remember that shit
Oh,
because as a
so
Bulls fan, like going
What,
into the, like the
Vinny
Lakers,
Weber?
like taking that like throne from the Bulls, like and getting all these championships. The Kings were legit. They
Oh, yeah.
had
The
it,
Kings
I
were
love
gonna
that
win.
team.
and
dude.
they
They fucking would not foul
Fucking-
Shaq out. They just let him do what he wanted.
he
Beat
was
everybody up.
he was literally punching people in the dick, and they're like, "Oh, looks good."
The NBA is the worst officiated sport on earth,
Yeah.
and NFL's right behind it.
Well, yeah. NFL's fucking the nuance though is so tough. I mean, just defining what a catch is still is even how it's written now. It's like, well, you could change that.
Yeah.
I mean, remember the most egregious one, the fucking Calvin Johnson one.
But
fucking
it
info.
wasn't a catch.
It technically,
Yeah, in my
letter of
backyard,
the-
it is. In the NFL,
the
that's not a
letter
catch.
Of
Yeah.
the law, it's not a catch, but it's a catch.
Dude, I almost got
It's a catch
fucking.
to every
Me and my
person on the
buddy got in
planet.
the biggest argument during that game. He's like, "That's bullshit." I'm a Bears fan, but that's bullshit. I said, "Dude, it's not a catch. Look at the fucking look. He's got to come up. That ball has to come off the ground."
I'm gonna argue that that's the most egregious. Des Bryant would probably argue with that too.
Oh yeah,
Remember the
Des
Des Bryant against the Packers?
Mhm.
Was that for the playoffs or in the
It was the playoffs.
and
right?
and that was a catch by the letter of the law, the definition, and fucking common sense. And they were like, no good.
That's rough.
It was rough. As a guy who doesn't like the Cowboys, it didn't bother me, but it happened against the
fuck,
Packers.
any-
So it bothered
yeah,
me.
right, right. The only
Come
time I
on.
root for the Cowboys is if they're playing the Panthers.
Can't you call a penalty on both of them?
Right.
yeah,
The only time I root for Al Qaeda is when they play the Packers.
that's right.
What- God, you sound like a
Sean's not
Detroit
bad
fan.
guy, he made a couple bad choices here and there, but he did beat the Packers.
You literally sound like the Detroit podcast I was listening to. They're talking about Ben Johnson.
Yes.
Well, I am an angry
That was-
cunt.
No, but
Start our
this
show.
guy literally goes, "Oh, fucking Osama bin Laden." That's who he compares Ben Johnson to, and even his co-host like looks over and he's like, "Yeah, I fucking said it." And I was like, "Wow, a lot of hate in Detroit." You
Yeah.
know what else they got a lot of in Detroit? Meth,
Yeah, no,
top-notch meth.
they also have lead in their water.
Well, that's why you don't.
I love
go to-
that was a
that's-
huge
that's-
story
That's why
for,
you don't
like-
go to Flint.
It's
That was a
Flint.
huge story for like a year, and then like 10 years later, everyone's like, "Well, did you get that lead out of the water?" Like, no,
That's still there.
no, but you guys just stopped talking about it. So
Yeah,
it
here's
worked
the-
out.
Here's the thing: is we threw a bunch of crack spoons at him and cleaned it all.
Oh
up. We're
my
good.
God.
Yeah, I said it. Fuck you, Detroit.
Oh, gee.
I
Eat
mean,
a dick,
We're just gonna have a list of cities where we can't go.
Cleveland and Detroit.
Judd. You already have that.
Yeah, hey, but Buffalo were
Every
welcome.
time I go to Iowa, I ask, "Is that kid out there that's mine? Are you here? Are you mine?"
Good old.
The kid's talking fast and has a banjo. That might be mine.
My buddy Michael goes, because I got 3 daughters, and I'm like, "Yeah, there's a kid out in Iowa, might be mine." I told my wife, told my kids, "Hey, some kid might come here someday." And Michael goes, well, is it a boy or a girl? I said, a girl. He's like, the jury is in.
Yeah.
That's your kid, dumbass.
Yeah, Judd being a career whore had to have 3 daughters.
Yeah, the fun
The
part
universe
about
really likes to stick it to people.
Judd's paternity test that he does while he's on stage, if a kid goes, I'm your son, he goes, 10 plus 10. And if they go 20, he's like, nope.
No, that ain't mine.
Lying son of a bitch
What
with your
grade did-
mathematicals.
What grade did you get to, you little fuck?
You have your 6th grade diploma? That ain't my child.
You smart boy. Get your goddamn lying academic ass out of here.
Get your fucking Harvard ass out of this house right now.
My parents bought me a bass guitar and a fucking electric guitar for getting straight A's and B's in fucking 6th
all
grade,
downhill.
and I'd never passed another fucking grade in my life.
It was all down.
That-
Well, you
I
didn't need
mean-
to.
Never. I didn't need to.
You were like Forrest Gump when Elvis stayed in the house. You were like, oh my, I like the way my hips were shaking. You just started playing that guitar, and you're like, all right, it's gonna be all right.
Those
baby.
braces just flew off his fucking leash, dude.
I am wearing knee braces right
He's
now.
like, fuck school, I can play the guitar. And then somebody handed him a banjo, and he attached it to his back.
Wait, there we go.
I'm
Sounds
gay.
like that. I'm gay. Please, please don't sleep with me. I'm gay.
The first, yeah, that's how he got all the women. Oh no, I'm not interested in pussy. Oh sure, rub it on my face. I'm not gonna like it. Oh, this is awful. What are you? Where are you putting my wiener? Hate it. Hate it. It's been working for 30 years. The Judd Mason story. There you go.
Faking gay. The Judd Mason story.
Faking gay. Hey, shout out to all my friends in the audience. Love you, brothers. Yeah, Dick. Woo! Not you, lady, with those.
Not you.
You stop showing me them titties.
With those gorgeous tits.
Let me feel them. I hate these.
Oh, so
I've said no before. I told a woman I was drinking
All
a
right, where's the challenge flag? Somebody throw it out.
I'm drinking
Kara kicks in the door. Challenge.
Karen just comes running.
Challenge.
bullshit. No, dude. But I was in a mountain bar out in Colorado, and this woman is just going on this rant. I don't know. She's accusing me of being an actual space alien. I'm like, you're actually crazy.
Well,
She's
she
like,
was a Yeti.
and she's like, kiss me. And I'm like, I can't. I'm married. And she punched me in the chest.
That's kind of your type.
Her mouth breathing son was over there like, oh,
My mom's gonna touch your penis.
are you my new dad?
I don't know math either.
Stay with my Fruit Roll Ups.
Speaking of mouth breathing and heavy, Henry,
Uh oh.
what's got you breathing heavy this
This
week?
week.
Well, not only the fact that the Texans lost by that, all 4 winners of the games this weekend, the team that lost had more yards. All 4.
Wow.
They didn't have 100, but all 4 had more yards than the other team.
You know what they didn't have? More points.
The
so
refs.
They lost.
Yeah.
They didn't have the refs.
I did that in my own brain.
They didn't have Taylor Swift.
I did that in my own brain.
Oh, they not only was speaking of the Swiftie fans out there, which shout out
Oh,
to
here we go.
all
I like
3
it.
of you queerosexuals. Fucking
Write that
the
down.
best part had to be fucking that
Caitlin Clark was there?
yeah, she's in the booth and Caitlin Clark's just talking and enjoying the game, and Taylor Swift, like she's with the Secret Service, covering her mouth, like everybody's so interested that she's telling Caitlin Clark, I've never had an ass. All my music is done with tone work. Me and Kelsey don't even sleep together. And then she just predator fucking masters.
I got some
face.
women that are going to come to a podcast over here, and I think you should sit in and talk to them about Taylor
Oh
Swift.
my
I think it'll go
God.
so
I know the
well.
people.
Yeah.
Oh, here's
I
a fun
believe.
fact. Bring your stupid Taylor Swift friends in here. If they have time to leave the school for the fucking deaf, dumb, and retarded to get up here and hang out with us, I'd appreciate it. If they can get the permission from their fucking house arrest because they're probably fucking meth heads, come on through. Otherwise,
Does Taylor Swift attract a lot of meth heads?
I would think so.
I mean, besides her boyfriend.
It's like, I don't know. I don't hang out with a lot of Swifties, but
I know you don't hang out with like, the pretty girls.
My favorite part, and all 3 of these guys know it, I have nothing against Taylor Swift.
He does. He's just
I
doing it
love
to be a dick.
fucking pissing you people off. I've gotten like legit, and I got to start sending these
Yes.
to Bobby death threats on like Facebook. Hey, watched your podcast. Didn't like what you said about Taylor Swift. I'll find you. Okay. And then I'll kick the shit out of you. And you probably like that.
if you root for Taylor Swift, don't fight this guy. I'm just a recommendation. Probably really honestly, not even anybody up here. Even me.
Probably.
Even me.
Bobby's
Not a
like,
good idea.
I think I can beat a Swiftie.
I'm pretty sure. I'll knock out all 3 teeth you have left.
That's
All 3
that's-
fucking teeth.
That's this week's fan question. Comment, like, subscribe, comment, but let us know. Do you think Bobby can beat up your everyday Swiftie fan? And I know there's gonna be some giant dude who's like, "I love Taylor Swift. I'm coming to get you."
I'll fuck him up.
Yeah,
I
and,
will fuck him up.
and we're gonna do it. And for every
Greg.
punch Bobby takes, we'll donate $1 to your local fucking charity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, guess what? They're not getting any fucking money.
Yeah, 0 money for you, motherfuckers. 2 hits, me hitting dude, hit him at the ground. It's over.
That's right.
He went full like fucking Hawk and over the top.
Oh yeah.
Flip his hat around. Like I'm turning on a switch. Fucking Bobby just beating dudes up.
Tyson Bajan's dad. You
Just
gotta
send
fight.
him in one at a fucking
Oh.
time, dude. Go ahead.
Hey,
Oh,
Tyson Bajan's dad. I feel bad I can't remember your name, but you should be on our show because you're cool.
Oh god.
You're really strong. We'll have you arm
You're not-
wrestle Bobby.
You're not allowed to promote your son though as the guy who needs to be the quarterback. That's
yeah, that's just silly.
You know what? You can't
You and
promote him
Roman
as
Dude's
that.
dad
'cause
go
he's
arm wrestle.
Probably not going to be on the
Please
Bears
social media
this following.
You don't
No, I'm
think
going to
so?
be honest. I think Tyson Bajan sees,
I think he can get a contract.
sees what Sam Darnold did in a team that like had a guy that whatever might be the guy or the transition or like a bridge quarterback. I think Tyson Bajan signs
he-
with a team like the Raiders
yeah, but you
I
know
think-
the difference?
that needs
I
a
think
The
it-
difference
quarterback.
is this: Tyson Bagent, well known for not having a strong arm. Josh Allen said Sam Darnold has the hardest throwing ball in the NFL.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that can throw really hard, but just not accurately
Yeah,
or
but
make
Sam
good
Darnold
decisions.
can.
I'll tell you what, man. We
You know who
touched on
can't? Tyson Bagent.
Well,
we touched on this a few weeks ago. I think Sam Darnold got fucked by where he got drafted and how he got coached, and he went to Minnesota, which clearly did some things with him. I just don't think Minnesota pays him. I think Minnesota can't pay him. They realized in the way they lost in the playoffs, they went in there with 14 wins. The way they lost, the way they couldn't do things, that they can't put that kind of money into a quarterback, and they're not going to.
I think
No way.
honestly, unless you have, and I'd love to like break down the fucking math behind it and with contracts and cap space, but like unless you
Math is the
unless you have
numbers, Judd.
it's the number things. They kind of look like letters, but a little more straight. But anyways, if you actually broke it down, like I really think paying anybody outside like the top, say 8 to 10 best quarterbacks in the league is insane. You know, like even fucking Dak Prescott, like that contract killed their roster.
Did you see the
You got
Cowboys
Micah,
delusional
Dak,
fans?
and fucking like what?
Yeah.
The delusional Cowboy fans posted this all over every page for NFL.
Everywhere.
They want to trade Dak Prescott, and they want to get the number 1 overall pick from the Titans and a second round and a fourth.
They think so.
Tyson Bajan has more of a market.
Yeah, me and Henry are
He's
talking about it.
deal.
I'm like,
I like Tyson Bajan.
it's
Me
just,
too.
it's just that's delusional, man.
Yeah, that's
like
Yeah, it is absolutely.
like I get his
You
different
want to take this
positions.
quarterback that's getting overpaid? We'll take your first overall
Not
pick.
to
What do you think?
mention, the NFL is like the stingiest of all the sports when it comes to first round draft
You
picks.
want to know why? Because they want to draft Shador and bring in Dion. Delusional.
Yeah, well, I think Dion said he would only coach in the NFL if he was coaching one of his sons. He would definitely coach.
I have
in
a
Dallas.
feeling that's what.
It'd be pretty baller, but like it's risky, man. Like it's a risky move. Like if you have the quarterback, you think you can do it, but like look at a team like, and I really enjoyed the Ravens. I thought they were.
Me too.
I thought
I've
they were
always
gonna
been a
do it
Ravens
to the
fan.
Bills. Lamar's fucking legit. They got some top notch talent. Andrews fucked him. I love you, Andrews. You're a fucking phenomenal player, but two plays
I know,
that
dude.
you never do. You fumbled the ball, and that
And
catch you didn't.
Ugh.
My heart breaks for you, man. And I think you're gonna cuddle on your $1 million pillow in your $1 billion house with your gorgeous wife, and you're gonna be all right. But look what the Ravens did. They had the quarterback, they had a tight end, they had the receivers, they make some fucking solid draft picks. They pick up Derrick Henry, and they look fucking unstoppable. Then you
Did I get you a little bit of beer there, Jen?
you face a team that's just got a little bit more like the Bills, and you lose. And look at what the Eagles, same thing. The Eagles thought all they needed was a running back, and Saquon Barkley's been insane. If the Eagles don't make and win the Super Bowl, is it a bust season? I don't think so. I think Saquon will be pissed, but I really think that the Bills take it to the Chiefs, and I think the Bills can beat the fucking Commanders or the what am I looking at?
No, I'll show him.
No, he's just
Oh, I can't count.
You're good.
I think the Bills, if they can get past the Chiefs, and that's the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even like,
Well, can they get past the refs?
You're right.
I mean,
Honestly,
refs are undefeated.
I
it's
saw a
crazy.
jersey swap between Mahomes and the lead ref in the last game.
That's true, and they made out. It was all facts.
So it's facts. Check the internet.
Yeah, they're like, all right, we're gonna need to review this in New York. All of a sudden, you just hear Patrick Mahomes' cell phone ringing, and he's like, "Yeah, it's good, yeah,
Yeah, he
it's
touched-
good, it's
He
good."
touched my knee.
Speaking of podcasts, like we were with the Lions earlier, there's a Jets podcast that I commented on. This guy still believes this. These guys are convincing themselves that they want Matt Nagy
Oh no.
as their head coach.
Oh,
All
no.
right,
here's
all right. Hey, Jets fans, sorry, we got it.
Don't
should do it.
do it.
No, do
look,
it.
look me in the eyes right now, right here. Don't do it.
Don't fall for it.
He
Don't fall
doesn't
for
call
it.
plays. Andy Reid calls the plays. They let him call a couple games just so he could get a head coaching job.
And they took it
And
away.
I'm telling you,
It's
not a good idea.
here's why you hire Matt Nagy if you're the Jets, because you want to continue your fucking Colossus track to being fucking awful and the biggest joke in the NFL. And the only team competing with you right now is the Browns, because Deshaun Watson's like, hey, you know that $5 bajillion you owe me? I ruptured my Achilles again. He might not play all of next year, all of this upcoming season. For next week's podcast, send us some comments. It doesn't have to be football. I think that goes down as the worst trade in history. There's some insane shit that's gone out there, but everything they gave up and what the Texans ended up becoming, look at the Texans now rolling, and what Deshaun Watson hasn't been,
yeah.
and wasn't for 2 years when they traded for him.
So I wish I would have like sat and like looked up a bunch of these because we talked about this a little bit last week. What about just this one? What about the Carolina trade to Chicago?
So
It still doesn't look as
it,
bad
it,
as that.
it doesn't
But
look as bad.
what if fucking
Caleb Williams has
Caleb
gotta-
ends up being Patrick Mahomes?
He's not going to.
But what
Caleb
if he
Williams
does?
doesn't have to be Patrick Mahomes
What-
for
but
that
what
to
if he-
be like a
The
better
difference is
trade.
this: they paid him
They did pay him a
$250
lot.
million guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
I-
It
And-
doesn't
I
happen in
understand.
football.
and set
And-
the wheels in motion that are ruining the NFL, as we just talked about. Now all these fucking players are like, oh yeah, not only do I want $50 million a year, I want it all guaranteed. Like that guaranteed contract changed so much shit. Like I guarantee all 31 owners called the owner of the Browns and
Now
were
you're
like,
guaranteeing.
fuck
things.
you suck.
Oh yeah.
You ruined it for everybody.
Yeah.
And he was
Like
like, well,
Kevin
the
Gardner.
guy sent me all his masseuses.
It's like every team in baseball just yelling at the Dodgers, like, stop doing this.
Fucking ruin it.
What's
Just
wrong with you?
an all-star team. They bought the Japanese national team and just it's all on the Dodgers
Dude,
now.
I
Yeah.
know, and I thought the Cubs had a legit chance
No
at that.
way, we
at
don't
the-
even-
well, there's
knew.
a bunch of articles written
Baseball's so
about.
Bobby,
Oh, we
you
have a
can't
Japanese
read.
ambassador here, and they're really
gonna
good
have to-
friends, and yada
Bobby,
yada
a
yada.
bunch of
But
articles.
speaking of the Jets, though,
I'm sorry, I can.
Oh, back
read.
to the Jets.
just
Back to
like I know we talked about a couple weeks ago, how long it's been in terms of playoffs. They're the only franchise in the 4 major sports in the U.S. that hasn't made it in the last 7 years. Every other franchise has been in the playoffs at least once, and the Jets are at 15 years.
Wow. You know what that
It's kind of crazy. It's only 15 years is the worst
How can
drought.
you be? You're even worse
So
than
you've
the
seen
Bears.
like, how long would the Lions go in their worst drought? Like how many years?
it had to be a minute,
Alright.
but the Lions
Yeah.
didn't make it in
Did
the
they ever
80s.
make it with Stafford? They might have made it. to the
Yeah,
playoffs.
I think they.
Yeah,
they
they
made
did.
the playoffs with Stafford.
They had that team that was decent.
Well, Calvin and Stafford
Suh.
alone, dude. I mean,
Yeah, and Ndamukong Suh.
well, I'd
Yeah.
love seeing Stafford go get a ship, fucking as soon as he left Detroit. Dude.
Dude, that might be the best part. He's
I love
like,
Stafford.
Hey man,
Fucking
you
awesome
couldn't do it
quarterback.
with me, huh? Well, the Rams could. Suck a dick.
Because of my Piston hate, I just have so much anger towards
Lot of
Detroit.
Well,
Detroit.
I don't like any other Detroit team, but I've just never had a problem with the Lions. But again, I think
I
it
like, I
comes
like the
back to
Tigers.
Barry
They beat the White
Sanders.
Sox.
Barry Sanders, one of my top 3
Sure.
favorite players, period. And Calvin Johnson, later in my life, was one of my top 3 favorite receivers
All
ever.
right, check him. Make
You
sure
know?
he's not wearing any Lion shit under there.
Yeah, he's
Lingo.
probably got.
Every-
I will give the Lions this. They do have the 2 superstars that quit way too early.
Oh yeah, Barry
yeah.
Sanders, top notch,
Fucking love Barry.
amazing.
Barry Sanders and Calvin, because Calvin was due to the fact that they didn't want to pay him.
Yeah, Calvin wanted to get paid, and Barry wanted to get traded so he could actually fucking compete somewhere. And they were shitty like their fans are, and they wouldn't do
I
it.
just wish God damn it.
Yeah, fuck
Could
you.
have seen Calvin in a winning situation. That's why I loved, when Randy Moss went to the Patriots. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah, then
Can you
and then-
imagine how many yards this motherfucker
Then they go
would've had?
undefeated, and fucking Eli with his peanut butter mouth comes in and goes, "I'm not gonna let you win." Fucking sounds
The
like he's
helmet
got
catch
peanut
and all
butter
that
out of his
shit.
mouth.
Some
Did
right?
Helmet
lucky
catch
shit.
that year?
Yeah,
Or
it was
that the
David
other year?
Tyree. It was
Yeah,
on
it
that
was David
drive.
Tyree.
The other year? Okay. Well, they beat him
That was
twice.
a catch, and they reviewed it fucking 900 times, and it was just magical. Speaking of magical, that's gonna be it from me on the show. I don't know if you guys are doing sit on my face. I
No,
hope you
we'll
are.
sit. We got another 10 minutes or so here.
Yeah, you
We'll
guys
finish
do
it
your
up.
thing. I
know
gotta
you gotta
go
run out.
because I gotta go see somebody's mom.
Not allowed.
It's mine.
You gotta
Hey.
go see your mom.
Hey, I'm gonna see her when you're done.
Oh,
Put it on the board.
he got
Put
you.
it on the board. We're getting a whiteboard, by the way, and we are gonna start marking down every time there is a sister or motherfucking joke.
Well, mark
coming
this
up.
one down because I fuck your sister.
You can't mark it down twice.
It's like number 17.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah. It is hot. Be good, bud.
Goodbye, buddy. Good show.
Coming down
Oh,
to the bar.
I'm not my sister.
Oh.
Yeah, but he's having a corned beef and cabbage, so you might not want him at the bar.
You got the nicest bathrooms in all of.
Yeah. I hope you have good airflow over there.
We do.
That's right.
Over.
That's
the
right.
airflow.
That's Jesus Christ, dude.
Is he
Jesus
here?
Fucking Christ.
Jesus Christ.
He could be.
Jesus Christ.
He's omnipresent. Bye, Jamalam. Bye.
that was
There's another edit. Fucking dude, this dude just costs me so much time of my week.
It's good. Gives you something to do.
I have too much to do. I have too much to do.
Oh my God. Yeah. I just crawled off a paint ladder. Bartend all night.
So
Yes.
You want to talk about?
Now
You
I'm
want to
going to
talk about
bartend
feeling
again.
old? I know
Wait.
Judd does, but outside of that,
Please.
Gunnar Rivers
Gunnar Rivers.
just
Okay.
is receiving offers from NC State. That would be Austin Rivers' son.
Okay.
Austin Rivers' son?
Yeah,
Fuck, that does make me feel old.
yeah.
Holy shit. How old is Austin Rivers?
Now he is just a sophomore, but he's already getting offers from high school. So in 2 years, he'll-
Wait, his Austin Rivers' son is a sophomore in high school? How old is Austin Rivers?
no, not Austin Rivers, Philip Rivers.
Oh, Philip Rivers. Oh, gee, I thought you were talking about
Well,
Austin
Philip Rivers has 125 children.
Yeah, he's got
Yeah, yeah.
9 kids.
He's an honorary Mormon, right?
Yeah,
Is he a Mormon?
No, honorary.
Is there a thing?
Just when it comes to his sexual appetite.
I also am an honorary Mormon.
You are an honorary Mormon.
you know, he never
Everything but
swore
fashion.
either. Philip Rivers,
Never swore,
never.
even when he found out he was going to San Diego.
Fuck. Oh, I won't do that again.
Squander your career. Talk about Herbert and fucking Rivers. Man, they're just doing a great job.
Well, Herbert's got time.
He does have
He's
time.
got coach.
Rough go of it. Oh, by the way, too, I kind of skipped over this, but I want to go back to this. How do you guys feel though? You know, we're all excited about the Ben Johnson train. How about that trick play?
Oh my God. There was some plays where I
Would
was
you-
holy shit, this dude.
So so Detroit fans are obviously they're going straight conspiracy mode, and they're like, oh no, he's only doing it because he wanted to show off his different
Resume for the
his
Bears.
resume for his next coaching job, yada yada yada. He didn't give a shit about winning the game. Which, by the way, how stupid are you to think that? Because he could have been a head coach last year if he was just chasing the position. He could have already done it. He wanted to win in Detroit. He stayed. He did you guys a solid, and now you're shitting on him. Shitting on the guy because he went to the Bears. We're not even rivals. You guys didn't beat us for 34 fucking years. Where's the rivalry?
We're not rivals.
We're
We're
not
rivals.
rivals. No.
We play
No.
every year. I think it's
Yeah, sure. We play every
actually
year.
I think the
They
oldest
don't play every
rivalry in
year,
all of football.
But they don't play every. I don't consider them. Do you consider them a rival?
yeah.
Wow. Well, I
Everybody that
They're
was
not
like,
even
I
on
hope the Lions win the Super Bowl. I was like, only if they're
I-
playing the Chiefs. I would have rooted against the Lions if they played
They're-
anybody except the Chiefs.
There's like 10. No. Really? I
yeah.
rooted for the Lions.
I'm
I guess
never rooting
everybody-
for the Lions, Packers, or Vikings to win shit, or the Cowboys
See, I rooted for the Lions.
I root-
I've
I
rooted
have
for
so
the last
much
couple
hate.
years.
in here.
I've been the last couple of years, man. I don't know. I don't have a rivalry with them. Again, Packers beat the shit out of you every year. Can't stand the fucking Vikings. Maybe even more than the Packers because I'm a weird fan.
That's weird.
And the Cowboys, I might hate even more than both of them.
It's because you're from so far down in the middle of the state.
Yeah, we don't. Well, no, there's a lot of Packer fans down there. It's weird,
That's gross.
isn't it?
How's that?
Fucking bunch of people in Middle Earth, Central Illinois, rooting for the fucking cheese-eating Packers.
Yeah, you should be a fucking something from St. Louis.
Right. Well, with that, I mean, we hated the Cardinals, but no one cared about the Rams.
Cardinals are like 50-50 probably down there.
So yeah, down there. So again, I'm only grew up about 3.5 hours south of the Chicago area, so a little bit south of Peoria. Down there, and I swear to God, this is true. I've said this on another podcast, but I had never met in my entire fucking life up until 18 years old a single White Sox fan.
That's what I heard.
Not one. Not one. Because their reach goes through a couple South Side neighborhoods and a couple hipster fucking kids in the suburbs, you know, like that. There's who gives a fuck about the White Sox?
Oh gosh.
I mean,
Who?
they have only won
Mate,
3
we make so
playoff
many
series in their
enemies.
entire existence.
That doesn't even sound real. Does that sound real to you?
What's that?
That the White Sox have only won 3 playoff series in their entire existence. Hey, White Sox Dave on Barstool. He said it.
Well, they've won World Series, and
Well-
they beat the Cubs in a World Series.
So that's all 3 of their series for that year. Is that what you're saying?
I guess.
That's not true
That can't be right.
because they won in 06, and they won in they have
05.
1917 and then 05 or something like that.
1917, but yeah, that would be over 100 years ago.
16.
I don't know. I'll have to look into that more.
Yeah,
'cause
look
I
into
couldn't
it because
believe
we're gonna get destroyed in the comment section. But hey, director hate towards Henry because Judd and I, we didn't do shit.
I never make mistakes.
No.
all 3 of you do. Don't kid yourselves.
Your biggest
You're
mistake
lucky
was
I
adding me
decided
as a
not to
friend.
make fun of it in the show. I hear it. I go, oh, I know that's wrong.
I definitely brought Bobby into the group. It is on me.
Yeah,
It is on me.
and that's why I would have had my life together about how long ago did I meet you? That many years ago.
It's been a long time now.
Yeah, it has been a minute.
Yeah.
How do you guys want to send this out here? We want to send it out on Ben Johnson. You got some more nuggets here,
I
Henry?
got one.
All right.
There's a high school team in Arizona called the Brophy Broncos.
The Brophy Broncos.
They
High
have
school team,
Devin
okay.
Fitzgerald, who is the son of Larry Fitzgerald, Donovan McNabb Jr.,
Okay.
Oh.
Dalen Sharper, who's Darren Sharper's son,
Huh.
Jordan Cunningham, and the Vanderbosch twins.
Wow.
All of them, all their sons play on the same high school team.
Huh.
So it's a private school,
Clearly.
obviously. That's fucking wild. I hope they're like, you know.
Still the craziest stat ever, too. Larry Fitzgerald has more tackles than dropped balls.
Oh, okay. Here's a fun one to end it on too.
Jesus.
Is Larry Fitzgerald the most underrated wide receiver of all time?
Hands down.
Because he played in Arizona.
And
Yeah.
no, he was the nicest guy in the world.
Jeff, you know,
Yeah.
obviously big Cardinals fan and shit, but him and I had these conversations. It's like,
Should have
and
won.
I
the
don't
Super
have
Bowl,
any
too.
argument against
Fucking
Larry
Steelers.
Fitz not being at least top 3. I mean,
And he's not as good as
Randy
him, but
Moss,
man,
Jerry
when-
Rice, Larry Fitz.
When they hit Anquan Bolden and Larry Fitzgerald,
Oh fuck, dude.
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
a combo.
And then he still played when he couldn't even move anymore, and he could still. It was kind of like Keenan Allen, but it could catch.
Yeah.
You know, like Larry Fitz, fucking one of the greatest to ever do. But yeah, no market at all. It's kind of like what happened to fucking Mike Trout. You know, baseball's tried to find a way to market him for so fucking long,
yeah.
but how can you market that squad?
There's another team in LA that plays baseball.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
they're
the
the
one that
lost,
doesn't.
Angels.
Yeah, they only spend money on one guy at a
You know, that's
time
how
rather than the
teams
whole
really
team.
announced.
Fucking crazy. Well, guys, I'm
Yeah, I
stoked.
gotta go to work.
He's got to go to work. Ben Johnson, though, I think putting together the superstar staff, we got a real fucking future. Like, I'm really, really
Go
excited.
Bears.
Add some fucking offensive linemen, at least 3, 2 draft, 2 free agents. That would be great. And then, you know, get another defensive lineman, somebody to put opposite Montez Sweat. And then you have a legit shot at turning this division around,
Gotta
man.
build them trenches.
Hey, let's get
100%.
left tackle,
Inside
left
out.
guard out of Ohio State, center, right guard out of Georgia. All in the draft, all feasible.
Yeah.
We can do all that.
I've done mock drafts. They all go
That's a young line.
1 through 4.
It is a young line.
Take
It
a
is a
while.
young
You have a
line.
continuity.
Well,
2
thank you,
and 2.
guys. Hey, cheers, guys.
Cheers. I drink all my beer.
You drank one? All right. Cheers. Well, just imagine I did it. Bye, guys.
Peace.